Yeah, a bit of weather coming in from here from the west. There's a bit of a rainstorm coming over. They've been coming over during the night and today. You can see the rain coming across the water. It's probably going to be a pickup of wind as well. We've just got the jenny out so we can just reef that if we needed to. So this is the approach to Castle Bay. Just about on our bow is the fairway buoy, and we turn starboard there, and then there is a narrow channel, kind of pinch point with the navigation buoys, and then we turn to right behind this hill into Castle Bay. So we've got the motor on, we're motor sailing at the moment because the wind dropped away and we're only doing about 4.5 knots, and we need to make Castle Bay. We're thinking about going ashore for some food, some provided food rather than having to cook it on the boat. So we're looking forward to that. Hopefully it'll be open and available for food. Having travelled 18 miles, not met another vessel. As soon as we come close to a turning mark, there's a Caledonian McBrain ferry. This is the Isle of Lewis. We're going to let him go in. No point trying to fight your battles with these things. We were under sail, but had our motor running as well. So we've rolled our sail, reefed our jenny in, and we'll let him go in first and get his business over with and turned into position and everything else before we get in there. Mary got to say? She's pointing at us. There's a pot coming up. A pot's coming up. There's a pot coming up.
We've got to Barra, folks.
Yeah, making the turn into Barra, going to Castle Bay tonight.
I tried to get here, I don't know, eight years ago.
Yeah, what was it, Barra or bust?
Barra bust.
Never made it.
We've made it. We had one squall, and another squall I think may be coming down behind us.
Hopefully
we'll miss it.
Yeah, we should be okay. We'll let the ferry go in and we'll make our turn. And there's the castle in Castle Bay, Barra. And that's Akitas looking like Billy No Mates here. There was nobody else and no visitors anyway on the moorings. Well, a bit of excitement here. We're actually going into a shop. We haven't been into a shop for 3 or 4 days, maybe longer. So this will be exciting. I was leaving Barra, leaving Castle Bay. I had a nice night overnight. It was very calm in here, well sheltered. No sign of any northern lights. We thought we might have seen those in the night, but I did get up and have a look. Nothing there. And we had a nice meal in a hotel just over here. So a nice little bay, Castle Bay. Enjoyed it here. Be a good place to come back and visit someday. Probably in better weather, a bit warmer, and when we've got a bit more time, so that we're not rushing to get back over for weather. But that seems to be always the case here. That's the second time we've had to kind of rush our exit from the Western Isles for weather. I think they get a lot of low pressures coming across here that you don't see on the rest of the UK because they're very exposed out in the North Atlantic. Well, that's us sailing into the sunrise this morning. We're up early and away. Lovely sunrise. Of course, we're not the only ones out this morning. Fishermen are of course out early to get their pots and do their fishing. So our plan this morning is to go through this gap here. It's not a navigation channel for big boats, but we can manage through there. And then we're going to go round to the right and into Vatersay Bay, which is supposedly a lovely island. Susan, that was crewing with us when we came back from Plymouth, recommended we go and have a look in there, so we'll go and try and do that. So this is the beautiful bay of Vatersay Bay. Lots of pots in here, but it does look nice over there. Just one white house either end of the bay of a sandy beach. I'm going to go in and just have a little look and and then not going to stay for any length of time. Should be nice here. Looking forward to a lovely day. It is beautiful today. It's sharp and it's crisp and cool, but sunny, which is the main thing. And we've got some breeze as well, so although we're motoring at the moment just because we're going in and out of everywhere, we're going to put up some sails at some point. Yeah, it would have been, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would have been a nice anchorage overnight, well sheltered. Fantastic bay this, look at the scenery there. There's not many people here to see it. There's a ferry disappearing, just left behind us. So this is the famous island of Mingualay. We're heading into a little bay that's halfway down the island. It's not quite the most southerly island. The one to the left with the lighthouse on is Barra, we think. And that's the most southerly of the main islands in the chain. So we're looking forward to stopping here in the bay and just having a little look around.
We're heading for Minglay. No doubt Paul will have his accordion out and we'll be playing.
Well, try concertina, but...
Or concertina and playing, what's the song called?
The Minglay boat song.
The Minglay boat song, that's right, yeah.
Well,
But it does look lovely. It looks lovely to be able to walk on here as well. I mean, it's a bit far. Barra is looking nice as well in the sun. The sun on the lighthouse. And after that we'll be crossing the Outer Hebrides.
the Sea of the Hebrides.
Sea of the Hebrides, going back to Col for tonight. Okay, well, we're going to stay here until about lunchtime because we don't want to be back between Col and Tyree to get through the gap until about 6 tonight. So we've actually got the tide helping us through.
Well, this is the anchorage in Mingualay, and what we thought were rocks on the beach, we think now may be seals. There is thousands of them there. I thought it was a really rocky beach. It shows it being sandy, but that is amazing. If that is all seals, that's fantastic. What a healthy colony of seals.
Okay, so this is Minglay. What we thought was a row of rocks or like a wall turns out to be hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of seals. There are a few gaps now because a lot of them come into the water saying, "Hey, what are you doing?" And every now and again there'll be a head pops up.
Difficult to get a long shot of them here.
Let's get around a bit further. That's the end of here, the little bay we're in. But there's actually two houses. There's a house up on the hill there, and then there's a croft, two more crofts over the back of there. It must have been a very, very lonely life living here. On the shore.
Oh, you're plenty deep here. This piece of music is particularly poignant as it's about Mingualay fishermen returning home from their day's catching. I don't know if the seals enjoyed the music, but we did get a few honks from the beach later on. This is for our friend Ken. It's called the Leaving of Liverpool. So that's us heading back across the Sea of the Hebrides, going to Col. We're going through the gap between the two islands, Col and Tiree. We need to be there about 6 o'clock tonight, so we don't want to go too fast across here. We'll probably have the sails up in a minute.
Sea of Hebrides, and we're sailing.
Yoo-hoo! Yeah. Under full sail, we've got the Jenny running at the moment, but that's just to keep things warm down below, dry everything out. And we've just got a slightly reefed Jenny and probably about
3/4 main.
3/4 main out. So we're doing just over 5 knots, upwind, close hauled, and we should make the other side in about 6 hours.
Okay, well, I think we found the big pod of dolphins that Mally used to like playing with. They're all round us. So we thought we'd put her back with them. Do you want me to do all this or you want to do something?
No, on you go.
Don't play with the dolls, Mouse. And have fun. Molly Mouse.
We've crossed the Sea of the Hebrides. We are just approaching the gap between Col and Tiree, and it's called Gunner Sound. So we've been holding back our speed so that we get through there at slackish tide. We've got a little bit of tide still against us. It's about 5:30 in the evening, but we do need to try and get through here fairly sharpish because we've got to go north to the anchorage we want. But this is Gunner Sound. It's quite narrow, only a green mark in here, so we'll have to go close to that.
It's called Facade. Car, something like that.
Okay, that's in Gunner Sound.
Yep. Yes, we're off to Turbomori yet again. That was a good anchorage in here last night. A bit rolly this morning, but otherwise good. And I think it's another chug this morning.
This is the anchorage on Col that we used. It's the one where the ferry terminal is here on the left. Bit rolly early hours with fishing boats, and the tide turned on us and the wind pushed us so that we were across the channel, so we were more susceptible to the rolly bits. But we're off today back to Turbomori because the wind is forecast to come up after lunch to 37-40 knots, and we don't really want to be out here in that. Plus we need to do some shopping. We're out of supplies and a number of things. And yeah, so it's nice to be back at the mainland. We did enjoy our trip across the Hebrides and got some good weather for it as well. I think we were very lucky. So those who cruise the Western Isles will be familiar with the shapes of these islands. The one on the right is particularly significant. You can tell by that steep escarpment. And there are 4 islands in the group, and one on the right is probably the most recognisable. But they provide shelter as you go around this point, which will be familiar to anybody that's listened to the weather reports, the shipping reports. That's Ardnamurchan Point. And as you go around there, you're going up the eastern side of these islands, and they provide a bit of protection as you go north. The view the other way to the south includes Fingal's Cave and the Dutchman's Cap, and that's the one that looks like I think it looks like a submarine on the right. A Russian submarine always looks like that to me. Yeah, it does look like a Russian submarine. And after a super trip down the Western Isles, we arrived in Turbomori. Well, we're ashore in Turbomori, and the marina and the moorings are looking very empty. There's a few people around, tourists, but not much happening here today. It's Sunday, I suppose.